Hello, welcome. It is Sunday, May 17th. The intention for today's intuitive reflection is for everyone to receive messages for the next 3 days, for Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. First out, the Six of Wands with a beautiful butterfly on there. So this is for Monday. Just going to ask for 3 cards from this first deck. So Ryland Tarot. So I'm feeling this Six of Wands on the past energy. Let's see what the card has. Card energy for Monday. Sunday's reflection. The Sun of Pentacles, which is Page of Pentacles generally. And the advice or outcome for Monday. It's a Ten of Wands energy. So it's feeling very transformative. And it feels like a choice. It feels like a choice to move away from a burden, maybe connected to messages that you're receiving right now intuitively from me and other people. But I feel like it's more of an internal transformation that's been happening, and you making choices moving forward to move into that greater expansion that's connected to your transformation that's been happening in the recent past. On the bottom of the deck is the Three of Cups. So if I'm sensing that as celebrating the new you that is coming to life. And anytime I see the 3 birds kind of energy, for me, it's connected to messages from spirit, whether it's your ancestors or your angels or your guides, or all of those together being your spiritual guidance. The next card that's up there is the Ace of Swords. So that's generally feeling like this message is accurate for Monday. With that Six of Wands in the recent past, I feel like you've been vibing with any transformation you've been undergoing, maybe some of it by choice, doing personal programs and such, maybe having challenging days, but after integrating the challenging experiences and transformation, having good days where it's like, yeah, keep going. But I feel like you're being prompted to lay down the heaviness and choose your greater expansion. Let me know how that's showing up for you in the comments. Okay, I'm shuffling the tarot of the Cloisters for Tuesday's message. So what comes out? What was in the recent past? That's a consideration for Tuesday. Ooh, what a card, yo. Okay, I'm going to be mindful of what showed up at the top of the clusters of cards that came out, which is the Magician and the World card. So cycle closing and tapping into your gifts and wishes and desires and intentions for what's coming forth. What's the current energy? Whoa, holy. I'll leave those that are on the ground and just push this one. Current energy, the chair heads for Tuesday. Fast moving energy, and it's feeling like it's guided by spirit, even though you are an important factor here. What is the outcome or advice for this interesting one? Wow. So, cycle closed, you're in the magician vibes, and I feel like it's a call to stay balanced to that fast moving energy. The advice is not to get caught up in old hurts while you have this forward movement momentum is what it feels to me, because the outcome or advice is the Three of Swords with the Devil card. So that's why it's really important to stay in balance as spirit is navigating, helping you navigate your journey. Wow. Yep. On the bottom of the deck is the Strength card. So having courage and a lot of awareness right now about when you're going into your feels or being distracted, needing boundaries, perhaps. Yeah, it's really feeling like needing to have a lot of discernment about what pulls you off track. So you have the forward movement in the direction that the magician that you are wants. Wow, that's pretty powerful stuff. I'm curious about the cards on the forward. We'll leave them there. I'm just going to ask for one wisdom card to accompany this. Tuesday seems like a really, really key day this week for those who tap into this channel. For anybody who happens upon it in the very near future. Of course, readings are timeless, but this definitely feels like an important Tuesday message. Not to go into fear, knowing that you are in control of your own disposition is what I want to say. Forgiveness, there might be a call for forgiveness for sure, related to this past hurts energy and not being drawn back into toxic cycle, and to be kind to yourself and to others. Wow. So let's close that one there. That's pretty powerful. We're going to move on to Wednesday. Okay, moving on to Wednesday. Should be interesting after Tuesday's spread. So for Wednesday, the 20th of May, let's see what comes up. We'll ask for recent past related to Wednesday's reading, or just past in general, and whatever current energy for Wednesday and outcome advice. I am shuffling Magical Nordic Tarot. Okay, the past to be considered. The Eight of Pentacles feels very grounded and productive. And the current energy that we're looking at for Wednesday the 20th. It's really flying today. This one I will pick up because only one came up. The Nine of Pentacles in reverse. Interesting. The outcome of advice. Whoa. Also in reverse, even though the deck is upright. The Eight of Cups. So interesting. I'll just take each day as it is. On the bottom of the deck, the Five of Pentacles with emotional withdrawal. So you can draw your own conclusions around this. However, with the Eight of Pentacles in the recent past and a subtext around opportunities, with the Nine of Pentacles coming up in the current energy with gratitude, and this being in reverse, I'm feeling like somebody is having a difficult time focusing, and maybe not. It feels like not choosing themselves and what they want to focus on, because we have this Eight of Cups in reverse, which generally talks about not moving away from something or not taking the opportunities. Opportunities is the subtext. Not taking the opportunities that they have, not moving away from something toxic, maybe. I'm feeling like I am drawing in the other days. It's hard not to, but this is really how it's feeling. So that being the case, Tuesday is a really key day around choices, because it's just going to set up the rest of the week, it feels like. So I feel like if you make really wise choices with your energy Monday and Tuesday, you'll be setting yourself up for best outcomes for the rest of the week, is how it's feeling to me, which is really feels like a really valuable message for anybody who's tapping into this. I'm going to ask for one wisdom card to accompany this. Again, let me know how it's feeling for you. I mean, these are intuitive reflections. I know they're readings, but they're meant to be reflections where you tap into your own intuition. So what is your intuition telling you in terms of how these cards are showing up for you? Because we all have our own stuff going on. The card says downloads. So trust that. Okay, I'm remembering that the Monday reading had 3 little birds where I said, I feel like you're receiving messages from your guides, and just trust that you are and be open to receiving those messages. Yeah, on the bottom of this deck is the Fool card, or a version of the Fool card, where that fresh cycle is wanting to come in for us. But if we're not choosing that fresh cycle, our guides can be giving us messages galore, but they're maybe not going to be super beneficial for us if we're in resistance and being stuck in old patterns. So the intent of this video was for messages for Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, and they are, but it feels like an all-encompassing kind of heads up. This is where you're at, so be mindful and stay aware. Generally speaking, not to put you in a space of fear, but to put you in a space of empowerment, because it feels like there's definitely an opportunity to move forward, and Spirit has your back and is wanting to guide you. So stay in balance and be discerning as much as you can, not to get pulled into old patterns early this week or moving into the middle of the week. So I hope this is valuable. Let me know. Subscribe if you haven't already, and take care.